You're good.
Okay. Okay. Let's give it a minute to see. I just posted the link, so hopefully people are joining. Give it a second. Can you tell who's in and who's not in? Can you give you like a number?
So it's actually very inaccurate. There's a viewer thing at the bottom, but that's not accurate. People can be watching on YouTube and you can't know that they're watching on YouTube. So I would just start and then.
All right. Well, let's just do this. So if you're here, sorry about the technical difficulties. We're just going to get started really quick so we don't waste any more time. But I asked Lauren if she would talk to us this month. I'm very glad that she is. And most of you know Lauren Brooks is our Black Status Upline Elite. Some of you may not know her personally yet if you're new to the team, but she's my personal sponsor and a good friend, and I'm really excited to have her talk to you guys. So what we're going to talk about is sharing versus selling and how that is important to your business, and then also talking about kind of what to do when you sort of maybe feel like you've done it all and it's not working. So I will just hand it to you, Lauren.
All right, hold on one second. Okay, so hi guys, I'm Lauren Brooks, and I think most of you, or have at least somehow interacted with you on the internet. I'm super glad to be here. I adore you guys and your team and your leader, and so it is a privilege for me to actually get here to be sharing with you all. So Brittany asked me to talk about sharing versus selling, and to talk about what we do when we kind of feel like we're in a slump or we're stuck or it's not working. Because I know that's a place that people can come to sometimes, the whole it's not working place. And so I'm going to try to be as organized as possible. I made notes. My Periscope this morning was almost like practice. And hopefully this is helpful. So when we first join a sales organization of any kind, I don't know about you, but I kind of feel like most of us tend to get this feeling of like, oh, we start to think of sales. We start to think of all the advertising we've seen, all the clever marketing ads, magazine ads, all that clever phrasing, you know what I'm saying? And we all kind of, a lot of us like to pretend like we're like a copywriter for an advertising company, and we start to think of all these clever ways we can sell our stuff, right? Because we're in sales now, so we need to sell things. And we think that that is how we get people to buy our product. We think that that is how we get people to buy stuff. And that's what sales is about, is advertising. And the truth of the matter is that it's not. That's actually one of the best ways to get people to not buy things from us. When we feel like we're having to put up an ad on and I'm specifically going to talk and refer to personal pages. Business pages are a different beast. That is a different thing. That is where you might expect something that is very ad-like, right? Even though, again, there's a whole different way of sharing on a business page. I'm talking about on a personal page, or, you know, on any part of social media, whether that's a blog or a Twitter or whatever. That's where I'm talking about sharing versus selling. So the first and foremost thing is you have to get it out of your head that you are selling, okay? Because if you think in your mind that you are selling, you are going to turn into a car salesman, right? And that's when you're throwing out your deals and throwing out your, you know, spiel about, oh my gosh, and this is so good for your skin because of X, Y, Z. And I did it, guys. I did all of these things when I first joined because I thought, oh, I'm in sales now, and I get to be clever with words and make clever advertising things. And no. I talked to my dad, who is one of the best business people I know, I talked to him right after I joined, and then we talked about sales quite a bit because my dad has been in sales a lot in his life. Now he's in commercial real estate. My brother is in sales. My brother's very good at sales. And so my dad, who's a very big lecturing type, you can see where I possibly get it from, would tell me all the time. He'd be like, Lauren, the best salespeople are not salespeople at all. He's like, in fact, the best salespeople listen more than they talk. They don't push product, they solve problems. He literally told me that. And he was like, if you spend all your time as a salesperson trying to talk to everybody and convince everybody why they need what you have, that turns people off. That turns people away. You might sell a few things, but you're not going to sell much. If you listen to people and you fill a need, and I'm going to apply this, by the way, to our business in a second, that's going to be a different story. And Lauren, you sell makeup. Women wear makeup. There is a need for makeup. And he said, and it's consumable. So they're using it up. He's like, I can think of a zillion problems that you solve with your product. So don't feel like you have to convince everybody that they need what you have. Don't get out there and think you have to advertise, because we're not in the advertising business. Okay. And then he compared it to my brother. My brother is a talker. He could talk to a brick wall. He makes everybody feel like a friend. He has the ability to put anybody at ease in a room. He can make you laugh. He can whatever. And he is selling you something the entire time. And you don't even realize it, because he's just talking to you. And you feel so good talking to him that you're like, oh yeah. Sales is not about the advertising. Okay, you don't have to put up a graphic and put up your link and put up an ad. Okay, that is selling. Sharing is something totally different. And sharing is what we do in this business. We, like I just said, are not in the advertising business. Yes, we're in the sales business, but our business is about people. Our business is about relationships. And when we put out our product, we are not out there to advertise our product in a traditional advertising company way. We are merely sharing it, okay? And this is where social media comes in. Social media is the core of social media is to be social. It is not to put up an advertisement on your personal page and try to get people to buy things from you, okay? Your product and your opportunity, our product, our makeup, and our opportunity should be intertwined in your social media with your life, okay? Sharing is showing people your life, and oh, hey, by the way, there's this makeup that's a part of your life, and there's this opportunity that's a part of your life, and everything is one and the same. And so people don't feel like they're being sold to, because they feel like they're just looking at your life. And oh, by the way, at the same time that they're just looking at your life, you also happen to be sharing makeup, and you also happen to be sharing an opportunity. And nobody feels the pressure of, oh my gosh, here they go again trying to sell me that thing, okay? They don't feel that pressure because you're not putting that pressure on them. You're just sharing your life. Do you see what I'm saying? And this deviates kind of from what my dad said, because my dad did say, you know, they're better listeners than talkers. And when we're on social media, we're doing a lot. Technically, if you want to look at the metaphor this way, you're doing a lot of talking. You're doing a lot of posting. But at the same time, you're showing how it's solving the fundamental problems or whatever. I hate using that word. I really hate using that word, but that's what you're showing, right? You are super busy and worn out. You had a long night the night before. You're super tired. Oh, hey, guess what? You're posting a selfie of the next morning. Your concealer, and you're like, with your coffee and your concealer, and you're like, oh boy, coffee and concealer make my day after a long night. That's the selfie you post. And hey, guess what you're sharing? Guess what product you're sharing? You're sharing concealer. And guess what? Nobody feels like they're getting an ad, because you're talking about your night before, and you're talking about your coffee, and oh, hey, conveniently, there's this magical concealer on your face that makes you look more awake, okay? You just shared a product without actually having to make anybody feel like you had that salesy vibe, all right? Brittany Kaplan, I posted a picture of her on the Team Courage page earlier. She is brilliant at this. If you don't follow her, you should. She's very good at using social media for sharing in such a beautiful way. She posted a picture. It was a selfie. It was great. It was kind of from below-ish, which it's a strategic angle. Her lashes look super long. She had one of her lip glosses on, and she was like, adulting is so much easier with 3D lashes and lovable lip gloss. Trust me. Totally just share 2 products, guys, but nobody looks at that and says, she's selling me stuff. She's sharing. And these are just ways to share the product. I talk about my 5-minute face a lot, because that's all I have time for a lot of days, you know, and you have to tailor this to whatever your audience is, right? If you have an audience and who you are, okay, so if you're not a mom, but you have a lot of mom friends, don't pretend to be a mom. That would be weird, right? For people. You have to tailor it to you and your life and whatever, and it has to be authentic to you. If you're not authentic to what your actual situation is, people will not trust you, and will not want to buy things from you, right? And at the same time, you also have to consider what's important to your audience. If I were posting nonstop about super glammy done up makeup, my crowd that I know that I'm friends with on Facebook that tend to follow me, they'd be like, and we don't care about any of that because we don't have time for any of that. Think about what your audience has time for, and share accordingly in a way that is authentic to you and your actual real life situation. Other ways to share the product. You know, I talk about videos a lot. Videos are a way to share the product, all right? Because everybody loves a good how-to, and you don't have to be a makeup artist to do a good how-to. Watch YouTube videos, okay? Teach yourself. And then for me, when I was building my business, I did a lot of videos in my VIP page where I was like, no, what I'm doing, guys. I'm totally learning this, but here we go. And I posted them in my VIP group, and people loved them. I did a contouring video, guys, that was like 14 minutes long. That's absurdly stupid long. And people watched it. My kid's doctor was like, I was so glad you did that video. And I was like, thanks. And she was like, it made me feel so much better because you're not like a super hardcore professional and like you could do it and whatever. It empowers people when they see somebody who isn't all that super trained doing these things. And then they think, well, if she can do it, I can do it. Awesome. That's good. That is sharing, okay? Videos. Sharing the opportunity. All right. For me, this is the easiest one because guess what? Unique is so ingrained in my life that one, I don't really even have to mention unique anymore. Everybody knows what I do. Everybody knows that I sell unique. If everybody doesn't know you sell unique, there's a problem. You need people to know that you sell unique, okay? Which means you need to be reminding people that you sell unique in a subtle way. That doesn't mean that you're like, hey guys, I sell unique every day. All right. But you casually drop unique into stuff. Like I always call it my makeup gig is what I call it. My silly little makeup gig or my makeup gig or crazy mascara lady or whatever, some version of all of that. And I'll be like, I so much love, like I stay home with my kids and I'll be like, I am so grateful that I have this crazy little mascara gig. It gives me something that's just for me. And I also get to stay home with these goons or whatever, or like, and it'll be like a picture of me and my kids or just any way that you can do, any way that you can show that unique is like intertwined with what you're doing.
Can I add to that for a second, really quick, Lauren?
Yes.
I was just going to say too that part of the reason why sharing is so important too, and to kind of piggyback on what you were saying, is that if you're not excited about your business and if you're not putting it out there, oh, thanks, buddy. Thank you. If you're not putting it out there, then if your customers are not seeing you excited about your business, and they're not going to be excited for you, and they're not going to want to purchase from you. They're going to buy from the people who are passionate and who are excited about what they're doing. And if you are not, that's why sharing can make or break your business. If you're not doing it, then how do people know that they're going to buy from you? You know?
Yes. Brittany is 100% dead on correct, you guys. And I'm glad she said that because I wasn't even thinking along why it was important, because to me it just is important but she's so right. She is so right. If you're not sharing your business, if you're not excited about your business, nobody else is going to be excited about your business. All right. Your audience, your market is going to feed off of you and your excitement. So if you have zero excitement for this business, nobody wants to buy from you because nobody's going to be more excited about your business than you are, period. All right. That you are contagious. The way you feel about your business is contagious for other people. So if you feel excited about it and you're sharing about it and you're excited to share what's going on with your business and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited because, you know, I used to, and I should do it more, but I used to celebrate all of my cross lines promotions. Oh, I'm so excited for Angela. She promoted to green. This is such a huge deal. That didn't even have anything to do with me and mine, but I was so excited for what was going on. I was so excited for when, you know, something happened to my upline. I was excited for when something new happened with my business, or we launched new products, or I'm so excited to try this, or oh my gosh, I got makeup in the mail, and I would take a picture of the makeup, or oh my gosh, I tried a new eye color today. It's orange. That's weird. But oh my gosh, I kind of like it. everything is worth sharing, okay? Seriously. And that excitement, people get caught up in that excitement, okay? And when you show that you are genuinely passionate about what you're doing and enthused about what you're doing, people look at that and they're like, sweet, I want to buy things from her because she actually cares about what she's doing. If you don't share, it looks like you don't care about your business. And if you don't care about your business, why should anyone else? Why should anyone else care about your business if you don't? Okay, that is the fundamental bottom line. You've got to share it. You've got to put it out there. And you don't have to post graphics, and you don't have to post your link, and you don't have to be that person who loses all your friends on Facebook because you're that person. But you can still talk about your business and talk about what's going on in your business and talk about how you're trying new products and trying new makeup and whatever without being that person. And the key is to not post the graphics and not post the links, but to actually share. Don't feel like you need to come up with some brilliant not copyright. I don't know the word. Anyway, don't feel like you have to come up with some brilliant, clever wording. Just be excited and share that excitement, because that brings people to you. And not only does it bring you customers, it brings you team members, all right? People don't want to join somebody who isn't excited about their business. They don't want to join somebody who doesn't take their business seriously. They don't want to join somebody who doesn't show up and appear to be working their business. They want to join somebody who appears to be loving what they're doing. They want to join somebody who appears to be doing their business in a way that doesn't turn them off, okay? I joined Brianne because I liked how she worked her business. I liked that she was posting videos and posting selfies, and it was so fun to watch. She loved what she was doing. It didn't make me feel super pressured and weird like a lot of direct sales companies do. It still do to this day for me. I loved how she was doing it. And that is why I joined Brianne, because I liked how she worked her business. I liked how she shared the product. I like her enthusiasm. That's why I joined. All right, people join people who are enthusiastic about their business. And that's why you share. Sharing is one of the most important things you can do for your business. And the way you do it is by integrating your business and your product into your life and then sharing your life, okay? You have to show up and you have to be present. It will not work, guys, if you share one time and then disappear for a month and then come back and share something again. That will not work, okay? It has to be consistent and it has to be regular, okay? And don't share something just for the sake of doing it. Think about what you're sharing first, you know what I'm saying? Don't just be like, oh my gosh, I haven't said something today, maybe I should. Think carefully, but do it regularly. Show up every day in some capacity and share something. I am so very serious. Every day I think sounds daunting to some people, but guys, that's what this is. You want consistent business, you want consistent sales. You yourself have to be consistent. How can you expect consistent business and consistent sales if you're not consistent, right? That doesn't even make sense. Be consistent with your sharing. Show up on a regular basis and share, okay? There's a girl I went to high school with. She joined, I've told this story so many times, but it strikes me, okay? She joined literally the same week I joined. Same week, okay? And she was super enthusiastic and was posting about product and whatever and all this stuff. Didn't join me, joined somebody else. And everything was great. And we were like, woo. She was like, oh, you're doing unique too. And I was like, I am, and whatever. And guys, she fell off the radar. And then a month later, she popped back up and, oh, hey, I still love my unique products. And then she kind of went back down and went away. And then, oh, hey, there was zero consistency to anything she was doing. Zero. I haven't seen her post anything about Unique now in months upon months. Last time I saw her post something about Unique was when we launched products in September, okay? How can anybody in her market take her seriously or take her business seriously if she's not consistently doing her job? Show up, share consistently, integrate the opportunity and the product into your life in such a way that when you share about your life, people can't miss it, okay? Take the selfies, make it, we call them relevant selfies. Make it somehow relevant to whatever else is going on in your life, your dog, your car, your coffee, whatever. You know, if you're trying a new product, you can straight up say, oh my gosh, I tried this new eyeshadow. What do you think? Talk about the opportunity and how much fun you're having and how much, talk about your cross line? What's going on with them? Is something exciting happening? Do you love the support on the team pages? Share that stuff. Those are all share-worthy things. Be excited about your business. Nobody else is going to be more excited than you are. So if you're not excited, nobody's excited. All right. Be consistent. If you want consistent sales, you have to be consistent as a presenter. Period. And there was one last thought that I had about it, but I can't remember what it is. Oh, this leads right into the next thing. What do you do when you feel like you've tried everything and it's not working? All right. This one kind of struck me, and I sat there for a second and I was like, what do you do? What do you do? Okay. So number one, if I am in that situation and I feel like I've tried everything and it's not working, first thing you should do is reach out to your upline/sponsor. First, your sponsor. If your sponsor isn't super helpful or isn't really present or isn't active anymore, then you reach out to your upline. That is if you look in your back office on the My Royalty page, it has your sponsor and then it has your elite upline. Whoever's name is right there, which for you it will be Brittany. You reach out to them and you say, I feel stuck. Okay. If that's not helpful, then you reach out to me, your Black status upline. And it's literally a chain of command, basically, except for not really command-ish, but you know, whatever. You reach out and you say, hey, I feel stuck. What can I do? Okay. This is what I've done so far. I don't think it's working. Can you help me? All right. And here's what I'm going to tell you. When you reach out to that person for help, be prepared to receive honest feedback. Be prepared to hear, have you done XYZ? And can you honestly say yes to that? And if you can honestly say yes to that, like for instance, parties, they might say, hey, can I check out one of your parties? And if you say yes, they might check out that party and they might say, hey, listen, here's what's good, but here's where you might be losing people. And they might give you constructive criticism and you have to be prepared to receive that. There's that. Reaching out for feedback. When I feel stuck, man, I start reaching out. I'm like, hey, what can I do? What can I breathe? What's going on? How can I do this better? What you have to reach out. You can't exist in a bubble and expect somebody to come float in and save you. You have to reach out if you feel stuck. Number two, keep learning. Let me back up. I need to go back to number one, reach out to your upline. Because sometimes when we've tried it all, or we think we've tried it all, we really haven't tried it all. Okay, sometimes we have self-limiting ideas on what is really all, okay? We have very self-limiting ideas a lot of the time. And so by reaching out to your sponsor, to your upline, to the Black status upline, by reaching out, but to the team pages, you guys, that's what they're there for. They're there for brainstorming. They're there to say, hey, ideas, can we brainstorm on new party ideas? Can we brainstorm on new video ideas for a certain product? What would be cool that's what we are there for, okay? You can't exist in the bubble and expect somebody to come save you. You've got to reach out and you've got to be prepared to hear, hey, maybe you're not trying it all, or maybe this is something you can do better that might work differently for you. Second thing, keep learning, okay? You can never learn enough in this business. You know, if somebody comes to me and says, I feel stuck, I'm going to say, what was the last personal development book you read or listened to? And I will. That's probably what I will ask because, and I'm telling you guys, the first time I ever heard Amber Voigt talk about reading books for this business, I was literally like a week into this business and I was like, no, I'm not reading books. I am not reading books for this. This is not college. And then I had my first presenter join me like a week and a half later. And she was like, Lauren, I know that you just want this to be a hobby, but I need this to be substantial income for my family. I need this to be like big. I'm taking this to the top. And I was like, shoot, I know nothing about this business. So you know what I did? I ordered GoPro by Eric Worre. And what do you know? I was reading books for this business because I realized if I was ever going to help anybody else get to the top, I probably needed to know what I was doing. So I started reading, okay? Keep learning. Read the personal development books. Read the network marketing books, okay? Take every bit of it. And you know what? You don't even have to read them, okay? Because some people, they don't like reading. They don't have time to read, whatever. Audible.com, okay? Breanne Kerr never reads a book. She listens to every single personal development book she's ever listened to, which is a lot, okay? Absorb, 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 absorb. And then don't just read books about this business and about how to work this business and about how to build leaders in this business and whatever. You also should look into personal development, right? Things on leadership, things on how to win friends and influence people. That's a book. It's a good one. Because sometimes when we feel like we've done everything, okay, and this is going to come off really harsh, and they're not actually my words, they're the words of Amber Voigt. Sometimes the problem is us. Sometimes the reason why it's not working is because we are not somebody who is in a place for people to really like trust us, listen to us, have any care for what we're doing or saying. That sounds so harsh, you guys, and I hate even saying the words, but it's true. Sometimes we are not ready. The person we are now is not the person who's going to be wildly successful with our business. Amber Voigt herself started in network marketing businesses when she was 18 years old, you guys. I think she's like 28 now. Okay, by the time she joined Unique, she'd been doing direct sales for like 9 years. Okay, it took her 9 years of and and if you hear her tell her story, she's like, I failed a lot. And she was like, I blamed a lot of things. I didn't have a good enough sponsor. The products weren't good enough. Things were on back order, everything. Like she blamed everything. And at the end of the day, it was her own attitude. At the end of the day, it was her own self getting in the way of her success. And then somebody introduced her to personal development, and Jim Rohn specifically, and a couple of other really popular personal development authors, and she started reading and she started absorbing, and she herself started changing. She herself started to realize, I am not somebody who's going to be successful in this business unless I change how I am and how I lead and how I look at this business and how I look at failure and how I look at success. And she changed, and then she joined Unique and hit Black status in 3 months. Okay, if you're feeling like nothing else is working, reach out. Don't leave yourself in that bubble. Reach out for the help. Reach out for ideas. Brainstorm with other people. Dive into personal development. Okay, do all that, and then dive into personal development. Okay, because you never know if it's us. We never know if there's something inherent about us that might be keeping us from reaching that success if we would just grow a little bit more. Okay, and the third thing is keep going for the love. When you feel like everything isn't working, we often want to quit. And guess what? That's the perfect, most assured way to guarantee that it won't work ever, is by quitting. All right, keep going. First of all, you never know who is watching. Okay, a lot of times people are like, I'm sharing, I'm doing this sharing thing, I'm posting things on Facebook, I'm doing everything I'm supposed to be doing. Nothing is working. Nobody's commenting. Nobody's liking my stuff. Nobody's buying anything. I've done all the things. And guys, I'm saying it like this because I have heard a lot of this, okay? And if they would have only kept going, you know, like a week later, they might have had somebody buy something. And I know this because I've had people say, oh my gosh, Lauren, you are so right. I just had somebody ask me, like, it was like somebody, they're like, it was somebody from high school that I haven't even talked to in forever. Apparently they've been seeing my posts and they want to try the mascara. People watch. They don't always interact with you right away. They're waiting to see if you're consistent. They're waiting to see if you're serious. Okay. I can't be more serious about those words. When people start a new direct sales business and they announce it on Facebook, their whole crowd is like, you know, about 30% of them are going to be super supportive. And then about 20% are going to be like, I do not care. I will never care. And then there's another like 50% that are like, I'm just going to wait and see. I'm going to wait and see where this person goes with this. Are they going to be one of those ones that joins and is super excited and then they're going to fall off after like a month when nobody does anything and whatever? They're literally waiting and see. I've had people who watched my business for over a year before they ever ordered from me, before they ever said anything to me about it. I've had people message me, then they're like, you know what? You always see people start these businesses and you always see them, you know, drop off and give up and whatever, but you have kept on and great job. Keep going. Reach out for that help from your sponsor, from your upline, from me. Reach out and ask for the feedback. Ask for, hey, am I really doing everything? Is there anything else I can do? What else can I try? Can you check this out? What can I do better? And dig into personal development because that's huge. I can't even stress that one enough, okay? And then keep going, all right? There's a poem called Don't Quit by Anonymous. And there was a point when I was yellow status that I was really frustrated with my business. I hadn't had sales for like a week, which I know sounds really laughable, but I'd had like a really solid beginning. And, you know, my first team member was about to join somebody else instead of me, even though I spent all the time talking to her and whatever. That's a whole other story for another day. And I was like, I called my dad and I was like, Dad, this isn't for me. I don't think I'm made for this business. I don't think I'm made for it. And Dad was like, calm down, take a deep breath. And I was like, anyway, and I got off the phone with him and I started Googling memes, inspirational memes about not quitting. Seriously, guys, because I was like ready to throw in the towel and be done. And this poem came up, which is one that I've loved since high school. And I'm not going to recite the whole thing to you because I don't have it memorized. But there was a line somewhere in the middle of it that says, it's when things seem worst that you must not quit. There are no truer words. It is when things seem worst that you must not quit, because they will not stay bad forever. Okay? Especially if you actively take steps to make it better. If you actively seek out the help and guidance and support and encouragement and brainstorming, if you actively work on that personal development factor, guys, that is a huge factor. We are often our own roadblock to success, okay? And it could be anything. Some people, it's a pride thing. Some people, it's a fear thing. Some people, it's a confidence thing. Some people, it's who knows, okay? But personal development is huge. For your checks to grow, you have to grow. Another Amber Voigtism, by the way. Just don't give up. Don't quit. Keep going. People are watching. I promise you, people are watching and they're waiting. There are people who are probably waiting for you to fail, and there's people who are probably cheering you on, and probably most of them aren't telling you either one. They're just waiting. So you have to keep going. You have to be consistent. You can't expect consistent sales and consistent business and consistent recruiting if you yourself are not consistent. That's, I think what I got. Brittany, hold on, you're muted.
I know, I just unmuted, sorry.
Okay.
No, thank you so much. I loved it all, and I hope that those who tuned in were able to watch. But no, I agree. I mean, like you said, if you have to share to do well and to not be spammy, and Lord knows I've made those mistakes many times in the past. So we all do them, and you just get over it and move on and change your ways. And we all have the ruts and we all hit the bumps where things aren't going the way that we want them to, but you shift gears and you change and you find a different angle to, you just say, okay, this isn't working for me anymore. What can I do to fix this and to move forward and make it work again? So
right.
Yeah,
for sure. And sometimes it does. It requires, for me and for most, it sometimes requires that, like, two brains are better than one, calling Brittany up on the phone or sending her a message and being like, this is what I've been doing. I don't feel like it's working. What can I do differently? Though, like, masterminding with another person is where some of the best ideas come from. It's not just about what you can come up with on your own.
Agreed. And I'm always here to talk. I mean, I'm always happy to talk with anybody who feels stuck. I know Lauren is too. So
absolutely,
we're here for you guys.
Yay!
Well, thank you.
Are you good, friend?
I think so. We'll answer any questions people have on the page. Page. So
cool.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much.
All right. No, thank you. Thank you for having me. It was wonderful. And yeah, I am always happy to answer any questions. Brittany is always happy to answer any questions. So yeah. All right. Thanks, guys. Bye. I'm gonna end the call.